Let me know in the comments below what's your top mentor versus student fight, and if one you have isn't here, let me know in the comments below. Let me know the anime, and I'll go check it out. Because I'm trying to find new anime to add to my list so that I can start watching, start reacting. And plus, my wife wants to start watching anime with me too. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below what's an anime you think that she would like that we could watch together. Yo, what's poppin', family? Welcome back to another episode of Limitless Reacts with yours truly. Look, if this is your first time here, all we ask is that you leave a comment below. Let us know what you think about the content. Let us know what you want to see us react to. And when Javon comes back, what you want to see us have a podcast episode about. Now, if this is your second time back, first of all, welcome back. You're familiar with the content. Since you're here, you may as well go ahead and like it. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the family. We're growing. We're thanking y'all for becoming a part of this journey. Now, today, we are reacting to mentors versus students in these anime fights. Let's see who has these hands. As you can see, my boy Garp is already here. So this is going to be kind of a spoiler for me because I haven't been keeping up with One Piece. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Here with that ice. Ooh. Garp with the quick Garp and that.
In the world of anime, the relationship between a student and a mentor is that of respect and love. A mentor pours their wisdom into their pupil, molding them into a stronger, better person. But what happens when the bond they once shared becomes the spark for an epic showdown? Well, your answer's right here. Today we're taking a look at some of the best mentor versus student fights in anime. So, let's begin. Let's talk about the fiery world of Fairy Tail with Natsu versus Gildarts. These two share a bond that goes beyond the...
Like, low-key, their relationship reminds me a whole lot of Shanks and Luffy. Let me know in the comments below if I'm bugging or if there's some validity to that, because it just seems that those relationships are way too similar. And plus, Gildarts looks a whole lot like Shanks, in my opinion. But
teacher-student relationship. See, Natsu saw Gildarts as a father figure when he was a child and continued looking up to him as Gildarts was the strongest mage in the world of Fairy Tail. When Gildarts returned from his 100-year quest, Natsu constantly tried to involve Gildarts in a fight with him. You know, that's how Natsu is. The two clashed during the S-Class Mage promotion trial, and our boy Natsu was practically bouncing with excitement at the chance to fight his mentor. He couldn't wait to show Gildart how far he'd come as a magic user, but hey, Gildarts is in a league of his own. He was easily able to bring down Natsu while showing off a little bit of his powers. Gildarts wanted to teach Natsu a lesson about humility. After all, even the fiercest Dragon Slayer needs to learn that not every problem can be solved by headbutting it into submission.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I never thought about that during that fight. I was just too entertained.
Moving on, we're going inside the magical world of 7 deadly sins as Meliodas fights Gil Thunder.
I never thought of Meliodas being Gil Thunder's mentor.
When they finally face off, Gil Thunder unleashes every ounce of his power against Meliodas, bombarding him with lightning strikes. Our terrifying knight is hitting Meliodas with bolts left and right, wreaking havoc here and there. And while Meliodas may be taking a serious beating, he's far from dumb. Their showdown is electrifying, like literally. But you see, Gil Thunder is the prime example of an ultimate boss with insane power moves who becomes a lot less intimidating once you unlock him as a playable character. Suddenly, you realize he's not that tough when you're the one pressing the buttons. But seriously, it's heart-wrenching to watch Gil Thunder fight against someone he once admired as a hero.
He stopped playing with him.
Slashing their way in.
Wait up. Okay, look. I have to say my piece before we even move on from 7 Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins was honestly one of my most favorite animes. Or, not most favorite, but it had the potential of being so much better than what it was. Until they infamously jacked up the fight between Meliodas and the Lions and the guy who gets stronger as the son, Escanor. Man, I know they switched studios and all that, and I have my little violin going, but that bothered me. And ever since then, that series just felt, well, that was where the series fell off. But neither here nor there. That fight in particular between Meliodas and Gil Thunder was fire. What I'm gonna do is for all these animes that they're talking about in this mentor versus student fight, I'm gonna link the anime below where you can find it, and I'll link the specific episode where they're actually fighting. So that way, it's easy for you to find, and yeah, we'll go from there. Thorfinn versus Askeladd. That was fire.
Thorfinn and Askeladd from Vinland Saga share a very complex relationship, but the moment they fight, it's just
complex.
Amazing.
Bullshit. It's borderline fucked up. Like that relationship.
Now, they're not exactly mentor and student in the traditional sense, but in a way, that's exactly what they are. After Askeladd killed Thorfinn's father, Thorfinn swore upon himself that at some point in life, he would kill Askeladd. For that purpose, Thorfinn accompanied Askeladd on his voyage, only to learn his ways of living. Along the way, Thorfinn's quest for revenge turned him into a battle-hardened warrior, but it also led him to commit horrific acts, including the deaths of countless innocent people. The guilt from these actions weighed heavily on him, even as he grew older. During one of their duels, Thorfinn intended to kill Askeladd and settle his score with him once and for all. After looking at Askeladd's expressions, it was pretty clear that the dude had had enough of Thorfinn's stubbornness. During their fight, Askeladd expertly manipulates Thorfinn, turning his rage against him. The result? Thorfinn ends up getting knocked out in a heartbeat. Next up, we have
Yo, if you have not watched fucking Vinland Saga, you can find it on Netflix. Stop what you're doing, go watch it. It is so good. The difference between season 1 and season 2. I know a lot of people hate season 2, but you're able to see the growth of the character. So if you're really into character development, highly recommend Vinland Saga. Now this Mushoku Tensei, never seen it, so maybe it's an anime I have to check out.
Rudius was pretty clear about what he was getting himself into after he agreed to be Eris's teacher. Initially, Rudius was struggling with dealing with Eris's temper and stubbornness, but then something miraculous happened. Slowly but surely, Eris started to calm down. Maybe it was Rudius's persistence, or maybe she just ran out of things to throw at him. Either way, she began to actually listen and take in his teachings. During one of their training sessions, after Rudius gained the demon eye of foresight, we got a real treat. Eris, who's actually a powerhouse in her own right, struggled to take down her teacher. In the end, Eris is still a child in front of Rudius, who's also a child, but not at all, if you know what I mean. We have one of the best fights from Gintama. Yeah, I'm talking about the emotional and intense fight between Gintoki and Utsuro.
That fight was
both Gintoki
I
and
love when
Utsuro's
fights do that, when they
deep,
when they go back and forth between past and
Utsuro's
present.
Good alter ego.
So
Dude
fire,
was a kind
dude.
guy until his dark side came out, which only knew suffering. That suffering birthed the evil Naraku organization, because apparently, if you're gonna go bad, you might as well go all out. When Gintoki found himself face to face with his former teacher's evil persona, the stakes were sky high. Utsuro, with his immortality and gloomy worldview, thought it was quick and easy to kill his former student, but our boy Gintoki proved him wrong real quick. Now, let's talk about the fight itself. The animation, absolute fire. The background music, epic. Also, you can feel the emotional weight behind every strike. And true, Gintama fans would probably have cried during this fight. In the end, with a heavy heart, Gintoki took out his beloved mentor, a task that only he could carry out.
Damn.
Even though it's new, it's a banger, as we take a look at Kafka versus Hoshina in Kaiju
That fight
number
was
8.
oh my god, that fight was good. It was quick.
Kafka Hibino
but
was an
oh
average
my
guy.
gosh.
Well, he was until he got turned into a kaiju. Yeah, he went from a cleanup crew member dealing with kaiju corpses to becoming one himself. On the other hand, we have Shoshiro Hoshina,
Yo, fam,
the
you
vice
need to watch
captain of the
Kaiju 8.
Defense Force's 3rd
Vaughn
Division
and I have been talking
and a
about this
certified kaiju
for a
slicing
while.
expert. A few
In
things
my
happened,
honest
you know,
opinion,
the usual
this has the
life-changing
opportunity
stuff,
to
and
be
Kafka ended up in
anime
the
of the
Defense
year.
Force as well, naturally making Hoshina
it's
his new
that
teacher.
good.
Now,
I
here's
really
where
like
things get
it. Like,
interesting.
it's
During
hard for
one
me
of
to
their
see something
encounters
that's
with
beat
a
it
kaiju,
this
Kafka
year,
had to tap
in
into
all
his
honesty.
kaiju form to help his friends out. But unfortunately, Hoshina's kaiju sensing skills kicked in, and he started attacking Kafka without a second thought. Boy, oh boy, Hoshina is faster than the eye can see. We get to see Hoshina's terrifying powers, and Kafka had to run for his life in the end. Honestly, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that Hoshina is the Levi Ackerman of Kaiju number 8.
Yep.
He's got the speed, the skills, and the scary aura that makes you think twice before messing with him. Let's talk about the Pookies of Chainsaw Man who got themselves in trouble with Kishibe, the strongest devil hunter, during their intense training session. The training session was far from ordinary. It was downright torturous. Bro left them paralyzed and he only hugged them tight. After the two tried attacking him, he left them in a pool of their own blood. It didn't matter that they shared their single brain cell. Even working together, they couldn't touch a single hair on Kishibe's head. The guy was operating on a whole other level of power and skill.
You know, I need to
love
check
how
out
after
Chainsaw
yet another
Man,
failed attempt to beat
I watched it a
Kishibe,
little
power
bit, and
would
I
beat
just
on
wasn't
Denji's
that
broken
interested
head,
into
telling
it,
him to
or
wake
interested
up,
in it, but
as if it was all his fault. These
my
boys
brothers
had to
told me
die
like
multiple
it's
times
really
during their
good, so
training,
I'm gonna check
each
it out
time coming
again.
back to life, only to face Kishibe's relentless onslaught again. They were left to wonder just how many times they died and resurrected. This mentor versus student fight is hands down one of the most brutal ones.
Oh yeah, I'm checking it out.
We're getting into the dark and twisted world of Tokyo Ghoul now, where we get to see one of the most intense fights between a mentor and student. The fight is between Kaneki and Arima, the genius CCG's Reaper. Now, Kaneki, after getting a personality makeover into Sasaki Heisei, was trained by none other than Arima. Both Sasaki and Arima had fought multiple times before while training, but their final face-off was nothing like their fights before that. Even though Kaneki didn't want to fight his mentor, Arima pushed him to fight seriously. According to Arima, he could have ended Kaneki's life a whopping 645 times. Yeah, he actually kept count on that one. When finally managed to destroy all of Arima's weapons, Arima declared his own defeat. Instead of a pat on the back, Arima decided to end things with a more permanent goodbye, using his own weapon on himself. This heartbreaking moment shattered Sasaki, who had been fighting not to kill his mentor, but to save him, only to then watch him self-destruct. As he somehow pushes himself to the end of the world, we have Mob versus his ever-entertaining mentor, Reigen.
The one...
Get career ready with Universal Technical Institute's wind turbine and industrial maintenance technician.
Y'all ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I thought I would know a lot of these animes, and I do, but
you see,
there are
Mob's
definitely
a
some that I
walking
need to
nuclear
check out.
reactor of
Some
psychic
that I
powers,
just
while on
didn't
the
make
other
it
hand,
far enough
Reigen
in.
is the
And
self-proclaimed greatest psychic in the world.
this
Now,
is probably
despite
one of a
having
Mob
zero
Psycho.
psychic
Like,
powers,
I
this
like
man
the
has managed
premise
to
of it.
convince
I
everyone
always
else,
liked
including Mob,
the story,
he's the
but
real
I just
deal. After a
never
couple of years of working together,
continued
Mob
watching it.
started
So.
treating Reigen like a mentor, and Reigen saw Mob as his greatest support. But things got messy when Mob unlocked his question mode. Reigen took it upon himself to bring Mob back to his senses. Rather than a fight, this was Reigen's pursuit of Mob. As Mob's leveling buildings and sending psychic shockwaves through the town, Reigen is bravely, maybe foolishly, running after him. I've got to say, Reigen had the guts to chase Mob through all that chaos, considering he has no powers. In the end, he was able to bring Mob back to his normal self after revealing the secrets he'd protected more than anything in his life. He had no psychic powers. Gotta love the fact that the only one who could stop him had no powers at all.
Oh wow.
If you're with me so far, please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already.
You heard him. Go ahead
Don't
and like
make
and
Vinny
subscribe
Sensei
to the
sad,
channel.
eh? Now, let's
And
enter
if
the
you
top
want
10.
to,
Of
go
course,
ahead
the
and
clash between
jump to
Gato
his video and like
Bang
and
in
subscribe.
One
I'll
Punch
link it
Man
in the
stands out as one of the most
description below,
epic
y'all.
mentor versus student battles.
Oh, this was fire. My gosh.
And this wasn't even a fight. It was a proper beatdown. You see, Garo was
Yeah,
trained by
he
Bang,
waxed
the
his
legendary
ass.
martial
Like,
artist with a
that-
reputation
pause.
for both his skill
Like-
and a strict code of honor. When Garo became a villain, Bang decided to take him on in order to show him who the real boss is. Now, even in his monster form, Garo didn't stand a chance against his former mentor. But hey, come on, let's give Garo some credit. This guy was in rough shape from the get-go. Bang thought that he'd ended Garo's career, but that's where he was wrong. He'd forgotten that Garo was trained by him, and he'd gotten even more powerful than before. By the end of it, we could sense pain in Bang's voice, as he didn't want his student to go down that path.
Crazy.
In the world of Attack on Titan, there are many emotionally intense fight scenes,
I
but the one that
remember
really
this.
moved
This
our hearts
scene-
was between Levi and his uncle
This scene
Kenny.
was fire, bro. Levi is a one-man wrecking crew.
Now, Levi and Kenny aren't only related by blood, but they also share a mentor-student bond. Kenny
Yep.
found Levi a starving, weak child and decided to give him a chance at survival, teaching him the brutal skills necessary to live in their cutthroat world. Fast forward to the present, Kenny decides to confront Levi as he's throwing a wrench in his plans. And you see, Kenny didn't come alone. He came with his whole squad. Now, let's be clear, Levi isn't just a menace to Titans, he can crush anyone. Yes, anyone. And he always makes sure to push buttons the wrong way. Jokes aside though, Kenny couldn't help but be astonished at how far Levi had come with his skills. But yeah, Levi was more stressed while fighting Kenny and his squad than fighting Beast Titan. Ah yes, Orochimaru, the man who makes everything weird with his existence.
I didn't think this fight was that, like, it was okay.
Orochimaru's fight with his mentor Hiruzen is one of the most intense.
Maybe if it had
mentor-student
updated animation, I
fight
think it would have been way
Hokage,
better.
Hiruzen has seen it all and done it all, and in the respect
but it
of
was
admiration
okay,
of
like-
an entire village. On the other hand, Orochimaru, once a promising and brilliant student of Hiruzen, turned to the dark side after being obsessed with immortality and forbidden jutsu. The battle between Hiruzen and Orochimaru is a clash of two superpowers.
Like, I
with each
feel like this
displaying the
was
full
way
extent of their
before its
abilities.
time. Like,
You see, even
if
Kakashi
we were
was scared
able to
of
get
fighting
the
Orochimaru.
Shippuden
After all,
animation
only a mentor can see
in
through his
that
student
fight?
and the kind of
Now,
weakness
that
he
would've been-
has, but
that would've been
Hiruzen
crazy.
wasn't scared at all. He might be old, but he's still got the moves. But even though Hiruzen couldn't defeat his unruly disciple, a small part of his heart still loved Orochimaru, and that's honestly too much for my heart.
Orochimaru.
Moving on, we have Midoriya and Bakugo's epic battle with All Might during their first term final exam in My Hero Academia. Basically, for that exam, the students were heroes and the teachers were villains. Midoriya and Bakugo found themselves in a sticky
was pretty
situation
dope.
when their opponent villain turned out to be none other than All Might.
All Might.
What's worse is that Midoriya and Bakugo's communication sucks. Well, you know,
Facts.
Bakugo isn't exactly easy to handle at all, especially for Midoriya. It's like mixing oil and water. They just don't go together. Anyway, this fight genuinely made me fear All Might. He had two major restrictions: the bindings and the limited power he could use. Despite
Sorry,
these
I'm doing
limitations,
this- I'm doing
still
this
holding
at
back,
this,
he
video at
absolutely
midnight.
demolished
I'm tired.
Midoriya and
But-
Bakugo. Also, we've got to give
Hey,
Midoriya
I
some
wanted to
credit
bring
here.
it- I wanted to
He
bring
was
the
able
reaction to
punch
y'all.
All Might hard in his face. It's not every day when we see something like that now, is it? And the fact that Bakugo tried to bite All Might's hand in order for him to let go, that was hilarious.
Sometimes you just gotta do it whatever you can.
Now let's talk about the
honestly.
fight that ate and left no crumbs.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the fight between Kuzan and Monkey D. Garp in One Piece.
Bro. See, I'm spoiling myself right now because I haven't been watching One Piece since Luffy turned Gear 5, since he defeated Kaido. So I watched I'll take it back. I watched a little bit of the new season, but I'm nowhere near where they're at right now. So to see this, I'm spoiling myself, but I saw this in the manga, but I'm so excited to watch this fight when I finally get caught back up.
Garp has mentored many Marines, and Kuzan happened to be one of them. It's evident that Garp's values and approach to justice likely shaped Kuzan's own ideals, pushing him towards a more compassionate and understanding form of justice. After Kuzan left the Marines and joined the Blackbeard Pirates, Garp wasn't about to let his beloved students stray without a fight. Literally. As the battle between the two powerhouses starts, they're shown to be equally matched. But when Garp unleashes his glorious blue hole, Kuzan sustained a lot of damage. Don't even get me started on the animation. It's just out of this world. You'd think that they're trying to set a new standard for eye candy in anime with this one.
That's crazy.
Have you ever wondered who Gohan's real dad is? It's Piccolo, which is why we're going to talk about their fight in Dragon Ball. serious, okay? Gohan and
always
Piccolo
hated
share
that.
a bond that transcends the typical student-mentor relationship. It's a mix of tough love, intense training sessions, and enough heartwarming moments to make you forget Piccolo once tried to blow up the Earth. Even when Gohan was all grown up, Piccolo had this urge to whip him back in shape because when the universe is on the line, no amount of preparation is going to be enough. You see, Piccolo doesn't want Gohan to settle for better when he could be the best. And honestly,
Yes,
Piccolo is right. While he'd been training all these years, Gohan had his nose in the textbooks. That's why it was necessary to bring him back to the battlefield, and nobody but only Piccolo could have done that. Thanks to the training, Gohan unleashed his new potential and casually split the heavens.
Yeah,
It's
mystic
going
form,
down
bro.
badly when an anime character
Tap
splits
back
the
in
guy
on that mystic
without even
form,
breaking
bro.
a sweat. But you see, Piccolo isn't done pushing Gohan to his limits, and Gohan knows that no one can bring out his true potential quite like his Namekian dad. Going forward to the most badass entry on this list, we have Unohana versus
now this
Zaraki in
fight,
Bleach.
oh my gosh. Bro, this
Unohana and Zaraki
It's between
Genpachi
this
from Bleach share an
and
interesting relationship. It transcends
Askeladd
romance,
versus
friendship,
Thorfinn.
rivalry, and
Those are
master-student
honestly my
dynamics.
top
I think both
two.
Unohana and Zaraki could be
Hey, if you made it this far in the video, I know we're not done yet, but let me know in the comments below what's your top mentor versus student fight, and if one you have isn't here, let me know in the comments below. Let me know the anime, and I'll go check it out. Cause I'm trying to find new anime to add to my list so that I can start watching, start reacting, and plus my wife wants to start watching anime with me too. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what's an anime you think that she would like that we could watch together.
as one who holds the power and one who craves it. Apologies, I couldn't help myself making the Star Wars reference there, okay? Anyway, the two forces clashed against each other as Unohana wanted to help Genpachi reach his full potential and learn the
Genpachi.
name of his Zanpakuto, Nozarashi. The fight's epic because Unohana repeatedly kills and revives Genpachi, forcing him to confront his
crazy.
limits and release more of his power each time, despite the risk to his
Like,
life.
I had to
Gotta love
rewatch
how
this
Unohana's
probably
aura was nice,
twice
gentle,
to
and warm.
really
But as soon
figure
as
out
the
what was going
1,000-year
on.
Blood War arc came, it became serial killer mode. She nurtured a
Bro.
demon to take her place as we see how terrifying Genpachi can be when he's serious. The outcome of this epic battle was extremely sad, and it left a great impact on Zaraki.
I just wish that she wouldn't have died. Like, I get it. You can only have one Kenpachi, but
Next up, we have Assassination Classroom, where the talented and rebellious boy from
Both
Class
of them doing the
3E finds
1,000-year blood
himself
war?
face to face with Goro Sensei, the invincible and super smart teacher. See, when it comes to deadly weapons and foul tricks, Karma got them all beat. When the battle kicks off, Karma actually manages to land a hit on Goro Sensei, marking the first time anyone's ever managed to hurt the invincible teacher. But what really cracks me up is how Goro Sensei handles Karma's dirty tricks. Instead of just countering them with his usual over-the-top combat skills, he decides to play mind games by being absurdly nice and passive-aggressive, like painting his nails and showering him with food. Through these hilariously unconventional tactics, Goro Sensei teaches Karma some valuable life lessons. He shows him that no matter how smart or skilled you are, without humility and teamwork, you're not going to get very far. Finishing up the list is Chiron versus Achilles. As much as the Fate series has epic fights, I always felt that it lacked the student-teacher
Fate.
dynamic in the mainline series. It's not a big loss or anything like that, but I felt that having this kind of story backdrop would be epic in something like the Fate series. Well, Apocrypha's not mainline, but it counts, and the student-teacher fight came in the form of one of the best hand-to-hand battles the whole franchise had to offer. It's not the main event, but with how good the two legendary heroes went at it, it might as well be. Their last fight was just a joy to watch, not just for the graphical prowess at work, but also due to the level of personal stakes the fight had. Some people have been calling this fight better than other standouts like the Cowboy Bebop fight, and that's really saying something. It also showcases the best part of student-teacher battles that I mentioned earlier. It showed the growth and development of both individuals, with the student finally managing to overcome his greatest challenge. It may have come in the form of a brutal fight, but I think that Chiron finds some pride in raising a student up to be such a mighty fighter.
Alright, y'all. So that was the video. Mentors versus students. Look, like I said, my top two easily have to be Askeladd versus Thorfinn and Kenpachi versus the other or Zaraki versus the previous Kenpachi. But let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite mentor versus student fight? Like I said, if the one that you prefer wasn't in this list, let me know in the comments below. I'll check the anime out. And let us know also what anime you would like to see us react to. Like I said, my wife has never watched anime before, so I'm trying to walk her in, ease her into the process. So let us know some anime that you think that she would like that we could watch together, and we could watch with y'all. All right, y'all. So without further, all right, y'all. Before we go, please keep Javon in your prayers. He, like I said, he's doing things that he has goals and aspirations that he's going after, and we want to support him in any way we can. So just keep him in your prayers. Hey, we'll catch y'all next time, y'all. Deuces.